Hey there, bakers and bakettes. Welcome back to Queen's Appetit. We've got a quick and simple Thanksgiving dessert on the menu today. Yes, Lord, we've got warm chai spiced apples topped with a crispy chai pecan brown butter crumble. If that sounds good to you, crumble that like button and subscribe to the channel for more delicious recipes. Now, let's get baking. Let's start with the homemade chai spice. To make chai spice, you're gonna need 2.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 1/4 a teaspoon of cardamom, 1 teaspoon of ginger, half a teaspoon of allspice, half a teaspoon of cloves, 1/4 a teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/8 a teaspoon of black pepper. Mix it all together, then set it aside. Next, we're going to make our crumble. You'll need 1/3 a cup of unsalted butter, half a cup of all-purpose flour, half a cup of packed light brown sugar, 1/4 a teaspoon of baking powder, half a tablespoon of our chai spice, 2/3 a cup of chopped pecans, and half a cup of rolled oats. Before we put the crumble together, I'm going to brown my butter. Now you can skip this step and just melt the butter in the microwave, but if you can spare 5 minutes to do an extra step that'll add loads of flavor, why not? I'll link to my sweet potato cheesecake bar recipe so you can get a more detailed explanation on how to brown butter. We're doing the exact same thing here, but it should only take around 3 to 5 minutes instead of 10 since we're using less butter. Now we're going to combine all the topping ingredients in a medium mixing bowl. Stir it all together with a large fork, then pour in the butter and mix until it's all combined. And pop it into the refrigerator while we prepare our apple filling. Okay, so when it comes to apple desserts, I always use a combination of sweet and tart apples. So here I'm using 3 Granny Smith apples and 3 Honeycrisp apples. You can use Pink Lady or Gala apples to substitute the Honeycrisp. And after you've peeled all your apples, go ahead and slice them. I don't have an apple corer, so I just cut around the core, then cut each section into thin slices. They don't all have to have the same thickness, just don't slice them too thick because we want these apples to be soft enough to melt in your mouth. Now let's go ahead and throw all our apples into a large mixing bowl, along with some brown and white sugar for a bit of sweetness. Not too much, just 2 tablespoons each. Some fresh lemon juice, all-purpose flour, and the rest of the chai spice mix. If you want a more tame chai flavor, you can add a tablespoon or less. Now use a rubber spatula to toss everything together. And once all your apples are coated, scoop them into a dish. I'm using a standard pie dish about 9 or 10 inches. You want your apples to be packed in tight, so instead of dumping them all in, add them to your dish a spoonful at a time and try to spread them into an even layer. Then remove your brown butter pecan crumble from the refrigerator. Use a fork to break it up and then sprinkle it over the apples. This is the fun part. Alright, so this is ready for the oven, which has been preheated to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to bake this for 40 to 45 minutes until the crumble turns golden brown and those apples soften up. You're going to want to let this cool a bit, at least 10 to 15 minutes. Once it's cooled down a bit, go ahead and dig in. Serve it up with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Forget the whipped cream because Apple Crisp was meant to be served with vanilla ice cream. This dessert is so simple, but it's packed with so much flavor and texture. The perfectly soft and warm spiced apples, the ultra crispy topping made extra special with brown butter and a nice crunch from the pecan. And of course, the vanilla bean ice cream just ties it all together. I hope you guys give this one a try. It is a fall-themed recipe, but it can be made any time of the year. The ingredient list is in the description below, and as always, the written recipe can be found on queensleyappetit.com. I'll see you guys for the next recipe.